That should be everybody in just now.
Okay, great. Um, okay, all right. Welcome to everyone who has joined us today for our postgraduate taught MSc in Animal Nutrition and our open day today. My name's Vicky. I am from the University of Glasgow, and I'm joined by my amazing team who help run this program here. I am currently the program lead for this program here that we share with SRUC. And Professor Richard Dewhurst is our deputy program lead. I've recently taken over as program lead, taken over from Monica, who is here as well. And I think what we'll do is we'll just start off with some introductions. We'll go around the room, if that's all right, for everyone who's representative of our team. And we have two lovely current students here. And then I'm going to go through a presentation just outlining parts of the course, and then welcome for everyone else who's joined who's interested in the course, and we will really happy to take any questions from you. So yeah, we can just start going around the room. Richard, do you want to start first as well, and we'll move round?
Yeah, great. Thanks. Good morning, everybody. I'm Richard Dewhurst. I work for SRUC, Scotland's Rural College. I'm head of the Dairy Research Centre for SRUC, and I'm based down in Dumfries, down in the southwest of Scotland. So I lead a team of around 30 people involved in research and innovation on lots of different topics in dairy. My colleague here, Professor John Newbold, is also involved in this course. John has a long history of working in technical roles in the animal feed industry, so he's a great resource for the course. And if you join the course, you'll no doubt come across our colleague Jos Houdijk, Professor Jos Houdijk, who leads on much of the pig and poultry nutrition in the monogastric side of nutrition. So SOUC is very much involved in the farm animal nutrition side of the course. One of the really great things about the course is the breadth across farm animals and equines and companion animals, and it's great.
Thanks, Richard. Let's go. We'll start around the room. Imogen, you're at my top left as well, actually. Thanks.
Yep. Hi, everyone. My name's Imogen. I'm the administrator for this program. So from a student's perspective, that basically means I'm here to help. So if you've got any questions, anything you're worried about, or anything you're not sure about, you can get in touch with me, and I will either help or signpost you to the right department.
Brilliant. Thanks, Imogen. Monica, you're on my next top right.
Hi, I'm Monica Carmichael. I come from a veterinary medicine background. I've been involved in veterinary education for a very long time, with an emphasis on large animals, but also on physiology. And I currently look after the dissertation year. So I'm myself supervising quite a few small animal dissertation projects. And I'm familiar with the ethics processes involved, etc., because we do original projects as well as more review-based projects. So,
Brilliant. Thanks, Monica. Wendy, I've got you next on my screen.
Good morning. My name is Wendy McCallan. I'm the learning technologist who deals with the program, the animal nutrition program. So I help build content. I make sure that everything's working, links and things like that. So I'm kind of the first point of contact if you have kind of technical issues to do with the content on the course. Thanks.
Thanks, Wendy. Neil, I've got you next.
Yeah, sure. So my name's Neil. I'm a lecturer on the nutrition program. I kind of study things a little bit different than most people here. If you can think of a weird animal, I've probably worked on it. That can be birds or sharks or fish. I'm doing quite a bit of work on. So I do all of that. And I teach mainly right now in sort of digestive physiology and things like that, protein. So if you have any questions about those, feel free to message me.
Thanks, Neil. Brilliant. Michelle, I've got you next.
Morning, everyone. I'm Michelle Bellingham. So I am a physiologist, and along with my colleague Mark McLaughlin, who's just joined, thankfully, we sort of tag team the anatomy and physiology on the digestive anatomy and physiology component. So I primarily teach the physiology aspects, sort of comparative physiology, different species, and Mark covers the anatomy side of things. And yeah, my sort of main focus is on yeah, looking at physiological systems. My PhD was actually in digestive physiology, and I've been here for quite a long time teaching physiology on the both of the veterinary programs here at University of Glasgow.
Brilliant. Thanks, Michelle. And that's timely. We'll then move on to Mark then, please. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. So as Michelle says, I'm involved with the anatomy teaching. I teach in both the BVMS and the Vet Bioscience course. So I deliver some basic anatomy, given that the cohort of students that usually join the Masters is quite broad spread. So it's just kind of a fundamentally basic level. But from my research perspective, then I've kind of got two strands. My main focus is on neurodegenerative conditions in dogs, primarily canine degenerative myelopathy we're working on. But through my kind of work, kind of protein-based and transcriptome-based, then I've also been involved in various nutrition programs where we've applied omics technology to try and get an understanding of the microbiome, of the metabolomics, and various other aspects that are related to not just neurodegeneration and neurological diseases, but also application to nutrition.
Brilliant. Thank you, Mark. And then Ewan, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Hi, folks. So my name's Ewan Bennett. I'm one of the course leaders for the Research Design and Development course, which is taught in both the Animal Nutrition and the Advanced Practice in Vet Nursing programs. And I'm not a vet. I am an imposter who had a past life in astrophysics. And my main research focus these days is related to sports horses and all sorts of different things around that. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. We have, so I mean, it makes me really excited. We have an amazing team of people here across so many different disciplines with such a wide skill set and a massive supportive, ability and skill set as well with us too. So thank you, everyone. And then I'm just going to ask Joe and Chloe, who are our current final year students, to introduce yourselves to for our potential students who've joined us. Thank you.
Do you want me to go first?
Great. Thanks, Joe.
Hi, I'm Jo Sutton. I'm currently in my final year, so kind of getting going with my dissertation now. We've got a specialist feed store in Wetherby in West Yorkshire, so we tend to specialise in canine and equine nutrition.
Brilliant. Thanks, Jo. And Chloe.
Hi, I'm Chloe and I am in my final year, so I'm coming to the end of my dissertation. I am day-to-day a veterinary physiotherapist, so I'm doing the master's course to help add on to my skill set to hopefully be an independent equine nutritionist as well.
Brilliant, thank you. And I guess, we've had some great introductions. So I started off by saying I'm the program lead. I am a clinical RC and American specialist in equine internal medicine, and I'm also a researcher. And my areas of interest are in gastric disease in horses, the intestinal microbiome, and specifically the gut-brain axis. So we have a plethora of experience here, and we've got a presentation to go through to just go through the outline of the program. And hopefully this will answer some questions, but we can take any other questions as well. And I just, let me see. So just check. Is that working okay? Can everyone see? Or did it disappear?
It disappeared.
Yeah. Again, no, that's fine. It did that before. Hang on, give me 1 sec. Let's try. Is that better?
It's good.
Okay. Brilliant. Great. Yeah. So an outline of this course, we've sort of had a good introduction from many of our University of Glasgow contributors, and from SRUC today. This is a combined programme between the University of Glasgow and SRUC, and we've got Professor Richard Dewhurst here. So this programme is to gain the qualifications of a Masters of Science or a postgraduate certificate or diploma, depending on the number of years undertaken. And this is an online distance learning part-time postgraduate taught programme. So in this little presentation, I'm going to overview the programme structure, and we're going to talk about some of the courses that are available. We're then going to, I'll talk a little bit about the dissertation year, and our IT specialist, Wendy McAllen, is going to talk about Moodle, which is a platform that we deliver the courses on. And then we can answer any questions that anyone might have. So yeah, everyone has introduced themselves, but I think we just have a really broad skill set among the teachers and researchers, and this is a really well supported course. The program aims here we've got a lot of writing on this slide, and you can have a read through, but some of the words are in bold are things that I just really wanted to highlight, an aspect of the program that will be covered across the whole duration of the program. So as a student, you will gain knowledge and understanding, and importantly, application of a wide range of principles and animal nutrition concepts. And you will learn about these in depth. And this is a very much a research-led program. So you can, again, hear that how everyone who teaches on this program are all educators, but also amazing researchers too. And throughout the setup of the courses, the assignments and tasks that will be undertaken also enable and teach communication of these scientific concepts and how we can communicate these and critically appraise scientific research and use that information to the best of our ability. So there's also courses where you learn about managing, designing, evaluating diets within the context of interactions between diet, production, and health and disease. So we're going to talk about potential career paths after here, but there's going to be many attributes that you will gain on this course that will help pursue careers within the animal nutrition sector specifically, or if you're interested, pursue entry into further research, such as undertaking a PhD program. So in this slide, I've got an outline of the 3 years of the course. So again, it's a part-time 3-year course. The first year, we have essentially 3 core courses that are undertaken across 3 different semesters throughout the year. And this is a structured course. Everybody will undertake the first 3 courses. So these are digestive anatomy and physiology, nutritional biochemistry and metabolism, and feed composition and evaluation. So that's a fixed year upon which you'll undertake these 3 core courses. And in year 2, there is some opportunity to take courses which you are most interested in. And these include some feed processing courses and applied nutrition and ration courses for ruminants and monogastrics. These are run by SRUC, so you've heard from Richard and his colleague Jos at SRUC. And we have other courses in nutritional health, equine nutrition. If you're interested in small animal and exotics, we have a course in feed industry, and I'm going to come back to this and ask Ewan to speak a bit more about a really wonderful course in research design and dissemination that we have. It's a fantastic course that has just been run and just finished for this current semester. So it's an amazing opportunity to learn about undertaking research and really prepare you for year 3, upon which you will undertake a dissertation with a supervisor to support you through that. So here is a little bit more detail about what year one will look like. So digestive anatomy and physiology in 2 parts run by Michelle, and Mark and Neil will take place in the first semester, and nutritional biochemistry in the second, and feed composition and evaluation in the third semester. And if you complete all 3 of these courses to the required standards, you will then finish this year with a postgraduate certificate in animal nutrition. And then if you progress onto year 2, this is where you want to take the next courses. And at the end of that year, you will achieve a postgraduate diploma. And here is just an example of the feed composition and evaluation course. So an example of what the topics specifically covered in each of the individual weeks will look like. We have across the courses assignment examples. So we have some summative assessments and formative assessments that will be undertaken that vary a little bit between the courses, but these occur through each of the different courses. If you move on to year 2, this is when, again, you can pick some of the courses that interest you the most. And there are 2 optional courses that you'll do in the first semester of year 2. In the second semester of year 2, we have the research design and dissemination course. Now, this is a core course, so this will be undertaken by everybody. And I think at this point, actually, I'm just going to ask you, and do you want to come in and just give us a little bit more detail about this course, wonderful course, if that's all right?
Thanks, sure thing, Ewan. Thanks. Okay, so the RDD course, new this year, for the first time, was taught to multiple program cohorts altogether. So there were more animal nutrition students than others, but we sort of brought everyone together for a little bit of extra sort of cross-pollination of ideas, which worked out quite nicely. But the course is all about the research process. So it covers everything from doing a literature review, aspects about different research design, ethics, all the way through to sort of data management and analysis. And the dissemination side of things is also covered in developing presentations and posters and how to write publications and things like that. So we try and cover the full research process. It is designed to hopefully prepare everyone for their final year dissertation, hence why it's a core course. And we usually have some great engagement on the course with students developing their own research proposals, because that one of the assessments is writing a research proposal. So it gives people the opportunity to like take an idea from something that they're working with in their own jobs or something they've experienced in their daily lives, and develop that into a research proposal. And have the kind of understanding of how you would go about doing that in practice. So I think it's a really good course. We are constantly talking about what we want to do to update it and make it better as well. So by the time anyone that's coming into the program now starts off, it will be probably a little different if we actually get the chance to do that. But it's always a fun time. Hope for us, hopefully for the students as well.
Brilliant, thanks, Ewan. Yeah, it's all the courses are so well supported, and and I've just been a part of marking assignments with Ewan, and this course is really well supported with a lot of engagement. And so, yeah, thanks for describing that. So what it might look like, what year two might look like is, for example, in the first semester, you might choose to do, if you're interested in monogastrics specifically, pick feed processing and applied nutrition and ration formulation for monogastrics. Then in the second semester, undertake the RDD course. And then in the third semester, again, depending on what you're interested in, examples of two courses you might choose that are worth 10 credits each would be nutrition and health or equine nutrition. Again, we have small animal and exotics nutrition. And we have these formative and summative assessments. And at the bottom of this slide, we've got a really lovely example of an assignment that was submitted for the nutrition and health course. And this is a student who presented a pamphlet looking and describing iron storage disease in captive exotic species. And again, these are assignments that apply the knowledge or the knowledge that you've learned on the courses. You can apply them within these assignments. And again, very much using the research evidence that we have behind these taught areas to use and grow knowledge and development, and also communicate this to colleagues. So year three, once you've completed essentially 60 credits in the first year, 60 credits in the second year, you will end up with a diploma after the second year in animal nutrition. And if you move on into the third year, once you've completed your dissertation and satisfied requirements, this is where you would be awarded Masters of Science in Animal Nutrition. And this is a year that at the moment I'm the most involved with, and supervising some of our research students. And probably for each of the courses up until this point, the time requirements are probably about 12 hours or a bit more than 12 hours per week. And for each course and in between each course, we have a week's break. In the third year, it's expected the dissertation will take approximately about 525 hours. And the dissertation can comprise original studies where students are allocated a supervisor, and we will discuss the possibility of using data and undertaking original studies with data that may be already available, or obtaining new data upon which to ask research questions. Or we can also undertake different types of reviews or syntheses. So we can do narrative reviews, descriptive reviews, or ask questions. And this is where we ask questions of the literature that is already available, extract data, and we can undertake our own analyses of the data from that literature and undertake a meta-analysis if that's appropriate for the research question and the data available. We also have options of doing policy reviews and analyses depending on your background and where you may be working. So there's lots of different options for undertaking these dissertations. And through this, you'll produce a written report of approximately 10,000 words, which will constitute 80% of the marks that are awarded for that year, and an oral presentation. And these are strong research dissertations that are marked, that are double marked. And we have an external examiner who's also involved in the process. So yeah, at the end of the dissertation year, this is when you would be awarded an MSc. So just a quick overview of the programme structure again. We've got year one, we're completing these 3 core courses. You will finish, if you wish to finish at this point, with a postgraduate certificate in animal nutrition. In year 2, we have more flexibility in the courses that you can take alongside the core research design and dissemination course. And in completion of that year and meeting the requirements, you'll end up with a diploma a postgraduate diploma in animal nutrition, and moving on to the dissertation year where you complete the dissertation and research is when you'll be awarded a Masters of Science in Animal Nutrition. And I'm now just going to hand over to our IT specialist, Wendy McCallan, to go through the Moodle platform. Thanks, Wendy, and just let me know when you want me to move through the slides.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Vicky. So sorry, this is quite small, but I wanted everything kind of on the screen, so you might have to squint a wee bit, but I'll explain a bit more about it. So this is the kind of standard template that we use for all the courses right across the animal nutrition program. And you can see the kind of tiles are different colours. So the first one that is always at the top of every course is the course information and support. So that's where you'll find all the ILOs, all the program information, staff contact information, and where we keep the forums, that if you have any questions, you can post to the forums, or there's contact details for staff that you can email as well. The next section is the assessment section, the assessment and feedback section. Oh no, sorry, if you can just go back.
Sorry.
And that's where all your assessments for that course will be. So it's always near the top of every course. Then it follows a kind of standard weekly structure. So the material opens up on a weekly basis, and we've got the first 5 weeks, and then, as Vicky was talking about, we have a catch-up week. So this is the structure for a 10-week course, so that will be across one semester. So if you are running a bit behind, then catch-up week is great, because it allows you to obviously catch up. And then you go on to the last 5 weeks of the course material. So it's always the same kind of standard template right across all the courses. If you can go to the next slide, please, Vicky. So this is I'm just going to show you briefly what some of the material looks like on the courses. So this is the digestive anatomy course, and it's showing obviously the tooth structure. So all the materials are asynchronous, so that means that you work through it at your own pace. So they tend to have audio within the lessons. They might have videos, they could have links out to articles, journals. It can be different types of material all contained within the one lesson. Can you go to the next slide, please? So another, just briefly showing you part of the small animal and exotic. This is one of the lessons for week 1. And so you can see the kind of menu structure down the left-hand side. So it guides and it lets you know when you have completed. So it means that you can also come out of the lesson. Say you don't have enough time, you can come out the lesson, you can go back in, and it will show you exactly where you were. So it's great for keeping track of how you're progressing. Next slide, please. This is one of the courses that Professor Richard Dewhurst is leading on, the feed processing ruminants, and it just shows what the kind of courses that you're. I don't know if Richard, do you want to have a chat about your course?
Yeah, the feed processing. Feed processing. We really cover a wide range of topics. There's a feed processing ruminants course, and there's a feed processing monogastrics course, which Jos leads. In the feed processing ruminants, we go into the animal milling, the feed compounding industry, processes, things as diverse as making silage. But in the monogastric one, then which Jos leads on, you're into everything through to the previous slide that talked about fresh pet foods and everything you can think about on feed processing. We would cover between those two processes.
Yeah, thank you. Can I have the next slide? So we have online reading lists at Glasgow, and what we do is, because you might be all spread around the world, we try and provide as many resources to be allowed to be seen online. So we have the University of Glasgow Library have many subscriptions to lots of journals, lots of articles, so that you can actually read all the articles online. Because obviously you'll be based else. Well, most people are based elsewhere. Obviously, the people who are based in Glasgow can visit the library because you're a matriculated student. But obviously that doesn't happen for a lot of people. So I just wanted to talk a bit about the support available being a University of Glasgow student. So I've kind of covered the library that has lots of resources. There's also the student learning development, which is SLD, which do various training courses. So they can cover, it can be a variety of things. It could be how to make presentations, how to do posters. And so at various points in the year, then you might see courses running from SLD. They also have, there's lots of health and wellbeing resources as well. So if you are struggling, because we know that it's everybody has lots of different pressures in their life. So the majority of the students who are on these courses are working full time. They're part-time students, and a lot of them have family commitments as well. So we realise that that the pressures of deadlines and things like that can get quite a bit to kind of cope with. So there are lots of support services that we have available at the university. As well. I'm a part-time master's student myself, so I know exactly how you're going to be feeling, all the pressures of the deadlines and everything. The staff are here to help, so please email if you need any help, then feel free to contact, and then we might redirect you to different places. But obviously, don't suffer in silence. But come and chat to somebody. So obviously, Imogen's here. She's the named administrator for the course, so she's more than happy to receive an email from anybody if you need. Great for doing all the administrative tasks on the course and all the different courses. There's also the disability service that we have at the University of Glasgow. So if you do have a registered disability, then please contact them and they can offer support. They provide some alternative formats. They can give you extra time for if we have any timed exams, then you can have extra time. But you have to kind of contact to make sure that it's kind of listed for you, that we can do that for you. We do provide alternative formats on for all the lessons anyway, so it tends to be transcripts, it tends to be the PowerPoint itself, in case you have any kind of visual issues that you want to use the accessibility features within PowerPoint. So but if there is something that isn't quite covered by your disability, then please contact probably myself in the first instance, and then we can take it from there. But we have a fantastic support network at the University of Glasgow for students, so please feel free to reach out. The website covers quite a lot of the services as well. We've also got the IT help desk, so if you're having any kind of issues with two-factor authentication, then it would have to go to the IT help desk. But if there's any kind of problem with the course itself, you can't access it, you can't access some of the material, or the videos aren't working, then I would be the first point of contact for that. I think that pretty much covers what I was going to talk about, so I'll pass you back to Vicky now.
Excuse me, brilliant. Thank you so much, Wendy. That's amazing. So yeah, as you can see, we've got a plethora of experience in teaching and a plethora of support for this course. So I've got here the link to apply online. And please do reach out to Imogen, Wendy, myself, and Richard if you'd like any more information, or if there's anything that we can help with at all. And with that, I'm going to stop screen sharing and we can take any questions if we have any. Let me have a look. I can't see any. Do we have any, Imogen? Or would anyone like to, yeah, who's here? Would you like to ask a question? Or I'm also gonna ask Joe and Chloe as well for some of their perspective. So I think we'll keep an eye on the chat. And first of all, I think, so Joe, I'm going to start with you actually, a question for you, if that's all right.
Yep.
So how, exactly as Wendy says, everybody this is a part-time course, everyone has many other commitments, and will be working probably part-time or full-time. How do you manage your time commitments between study and work?
Okay, so we've got the shop, so I'm quite busy in the shop, but I'm not guarantee. Sorry. I am not overly a TV watcher. I kind of struggle a bit in the evening, so I really enjoy the fact that once kind of everyone's had their tea and things, I tend to scuttle off upstairs into my office, and I find that a really good use of my time. Um, and yeah, I'll be sad. I'll be sad when this year's over for me. I've really enjoyed the course, um, and I think it has definitely helped to do what kind of my goal is, and that's not so much across the horse world, but definitely with the dog, try and kind of level the playing fields and give our customers good, solid advice, considering all the options rather than just being biased towards kind of one, which seems to be where the industry's going somewhat.
Yeah, brilliant. And Chloe, I want to ask you, how do you, so, and for both of you, but I'll mix the questions around. So do you think it's going to help in your career? I mean, you talked already about, segueing into equine nutrition, but can you tell us some specifics about how you think this qualification is going to change your future career?
Absolutely. So yeah, like I said, I am a veterinary physiotherapist day to day. So I am going out mainly to equine yards and doing physiotherapy. However, I often get asked a lot of questions about the nutrition side as well, but I really wanted to have a solid understanding, scientific background in the nutrition so I could give solid advice, which again, in kind of involves all of the scientific research rather than just from one viewpoint, like Joe said. So yeah, no, it will really help, and then that'll be something I can also offer as part of my business with the independent equine nutrition advice, not rather than just coming from one specific food company or often, yeah. So in working with the vets as well, so it will really, really help me in the future.
That's brilliant. And obviously what's exciting, I obviously work with both of you, Joe and Chloe, but in terms of your dissertations, you've both got questions that are really relevant, or questions that your research questions that your clientele will ask you about in both of your respective professions. So yeah, that part is exciting. So Chloe, what does a typical week look like in terms of workload for you?
So similar to Joe, actually, I do all of my work in the evening. So I work during the day with my normal day job, and then in the evening I try and do a couple of hours every evening, and then the weekends as well. So I am definitely someone who really enjoys the course as well. So I trying any free time, I'm trying to get this dissertation done. And I'm definitely one that overthinks a lot of it. So I am rereading and restarting, like Vicky knows, of trying to keep it all going in the right direction. So yeah, normally a couple of hours each evening I spend doing the dissertation. But in prior years, I managed it very easily with working full time as well. So again, it was only a couple of hours each evening, so it wouldn't build up. But yeah, I found it very manageable.
Yeah, yeah, both of you are doing amazingly. So, and what's really nice, and the part that I'm most involved in, is the dissertation year. And working with you and developing that relationship. And I know my colleagues are the same with their dissertation students, really getting to know them, developing that relationship and being there to help, move through this project. And it's a really satisfying, process and meaningful process. So, yeah, another question for you both. Can you tell us, how do you feel about opportunities to connect with other students? I mean, obviously it's an online course, but through forums, group chats, that kind of thing. What's your experience there?
I think that there has been the forums were available, obviously, in the course week, and certainly with my modules kind of midway through each course, there was kind of a live Zoom chat. So we could talk about whether it was the assignment, if it was kind of a slightly trickier assignment, people could kind of knowledge share with that. I think if you want the communication, I think that's the thing with this whole course is that everything is there. You've just got to kind of ask for help. If you need help, everyone's an email away, but you've kind of got to make that first step in asking for it. And I think once you get familiar with that, like everyone that I've spoken to can't do enough to help. Absolutely. I'd never touched ruminants until this course. So I kind of had a bit of a crash course, but actually, it's been great in the shop. We cover all species from reptiles all the way up to livestock. So, yeah, I can't say I'm an expert, but I can hold a conversation now, which I couldn't do before.
No, brilliant. And how do you feel about that, Chloe, as well? The connection and accessibility to help.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with Joe. Everything is there. If you want to go and communicate with other people in your course and all of the lecturers, it's just about accessing it and putting yourself out there and talking to other people and asking questions. But yeah, no, I found it great.
Okay, brilliant. And I'm going to move now. Thanks, Maria. You've put a question in the chat, and I'm going to read that out for everybody. So, hi, thank you for hosting the meeting. My question would be about how much of the courses are related to zoo nutrition. I'm already working in a zoo, overseeing a lot of the feeding strategies and quantities, and I'm looking to improve results using more knowledge, the right programs, and if possible, documenting more to be able to share with other colleagues. Do you have many veterinarians working in the zoo environment? So I'm going to give a little outline here, and then potentially some of my colleagues can chip in as well. So we have two within the small animal and exotics nutrition course. That's one of the optional courses in year 2. We have 2 weeks that are dedicated to teaching of exotic animal nutrition and zoo nutrition specifically. I actually am going to pass on. Monica, can you help a little bit on that element and which parts that's encompassed? And we have had people working within the zoo industry previously, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm sort of vaguely in communication still with a prospective dissertation student who's going to look at feeding behavior of various species that she looks after in a zoo or wildlife park. And in the end, I would say, Maria, I mean, it literally would start with the really good basis on the physiology, anatomy and physiology, which I think Michelle and Mark goes right across the species. And I would say I understand the type of work you're doing, but what we feel sometimes is that the basis, the proper physiological understanding, can be boosted. And I would say it starts straight from there, and then it goes into the more general biochemistry, obviously aspects of metabolism and nutrition. Depending on the species you work with, you could probably benefit then from the monogastric and from the ruminant second year courses, which Richard and yours deliver with colleagues, and you could literally choose, so perhaps what type of species you are focusing on. The course that Vicky just mentioned we have actually probably the only dedicated lecturer to exotic species in the UK, recruited for the 2 weeks of that small animal and exotics course. And she's wonderful, and she really would be totally up for some extra guidance in second year as well. And then we're coming already towards planning your perhaps an experimental type of dissertation or review type of dissertation. And that's where I sort of came in with one other student. And we had meetings with also her internal supervisor and the internal ethics board, as well as trying to outline what type of ethical permissions we need from our side. This is incredibly exciting. We can draw on specialists and experts as much as we want. You probably know exactly, who you want to talk to. You're looking at, I think your response just says something about the non-conventional pets. Yeah, I think that's exactly what the girl was saying. She actually benefited enormously from the more general monogastric courses. Yeah, so absolutely. And the thing is, you probably also have an internal expert that you can discuss with, and we've actually had meetings. I've had meetings with that internal expert and the prospective dissertation student, so we can all benefit from each other's expertises, including the veterinary side of it. So I think, Vicky, I think we could, we could really support that type of interest and project.
Yeah,
We've
absolutely.
had a fantastic wildlife study on gorillas as well. Richard, you might remember that. I don't know whether you second
Yeah, no, I
marked.
was going to say, I mean,
It was the microbiome, wasn't it?
yeah,
The fecal microbiome studies and gorillas, which was pretty fantastic, Maria.
I mean, one of the changes in the course is that we're less keen about doing new sample acquisition and analysis. So we're encouraging projects generally to be with existing data or synthesis of literature or that type of project. But certainly one of the very early projects that I supervised, I learned a range of ruminants that I'd never come across before. So we were working with somebody working in a wildlife park, and I would say I'm really interested in the rumen, but really, that, from my research point of view, that's been cows and sheep. But lowland anoas and various type of deer and looking at some of the theories of grazing behaviour and browsing behaviour of those ruminants in wildlife parks.
Yeah, I also have a little connection still with the Zoo and Wildlife Institute in Berlin. And Thomas Hildebrand, you might know, Maria, worked with elephants quite a lot and perhaps more on the reproduction side. But we do have those connections. And we've already had, from the veterinary side, we've had students doing internships with them and doing small research projects with them. So that type of interest could definitely be accommodated and coordinated with colleagues of ours, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Monica and Richard. So, yeah, Maria, and in response to your comment, I mean, yes, absolutely. It depends on the species, and I think the program, offers that foundational knowledge and development referable to whichever species you're interested in. And again, the opportunities to develop this further are within the research and within the assignments that are set as well, because within each of the courses you can choose your species and choose your assignments. And I was very differently for the research course. I was reviewing proposals on jellyfish and all sorts. So there's plenty of opportunities to develop your knowledge and research skills in species of interest. So thank you for that. I think we'll see if anyone else has any more questions Otherwise, brilliant. Neil's just popped in the chat. Thank you, Neil. There is also Grant Hopcraft and Thomas Morrison at our sister campus that work with elephants in the Serengeti, and they'd be more than happy to chat. So, there's loads of support and loads of contacts and opportunities for working across so many different species.
Some of these species are there's relatively less research in them, and there was again early on in the course a student who was very interested in South American camelids, and lots of interesting discussions in question and answer sessions. There's quite a forthright student, and would ask lots of questions around South American camelids. So there's learnings you can take from ruminants in relation to them, but lots of unknowns. So it was a conversation more and learnings for us as much as them.
I think it sort of emphasizes the point, everyone, that we are trying to obviously practice and hone your scientific thinking and possibly also experimental planning. But what we definitely want to do is find a topic area that you really enjoy and then match you up with someone who can perhaps provide that expertise. And if that's more on the basic side or if that's more on the applied side, like Richard says, Richard has several colleagues that have data sets that are waiting to be analyzed. For example, we have veterinary colleagues like on alpacas, for example. I'm very friendly with one of the alpaca specialists on the continent. So there we are straight away, if that connection needs to be made. We do actually have, I think, the expertise that we can relate to and try and match you up, because I'm sure Joe and Chloe are saying the same. The dissertation should be fun, shouldn't be? It should be an area that you enjoy so much that you don't have to force yourself sitting down to study for it and write something about it. So we will definitely try and match you up with someone who can provide a lot of guidance towards the topic that you really enjoy.
Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. So loads of opportunities. So thank you. Thanks for everyone coming in. I'm just going to ask, just as a final question to Joe and Chloe. So, is there anything you wish you knew before starting, or anything that you can, impart, or what you'd want to share with anyone who is interested in doing the course? Anything that you haven't said already?
I think my main thing is more coming into the dissertation year, is that because it had been so long since I'd done my last dissertation, I was then learning the process of it again. And Vicky has reminded me a lot of the time, like that's kind of the point of doing the dissertation as well, is like you're learning the process and the methodology as well. But yeah, I would say doing all your reading, and learning enjoying the process of the learning of how to complete a project and how to complete the research again. That's been my main thing that I've learned this year with doing the dissertation, is just the enjoying the process and learning along the way, and all of the different methodologies and things that you can go down. But yeah, no, that's everything really.
Yeah, brilliant. I think that's a great perspective, Chloe. Thank you. Joe, what do you think? Have you got anything to add?
I feel very much the same about kind of the dissertation. I don't particularly have a specialist area as such. My history and my degree's in equine science, so I've always had a love for the horse side, but certainly having the shop, I see what people that have taken the time to study can offer in the canine world, and I find that really rewarding. Um, and I certainly seem to be doing more, even though, like as an offshoot of this, I was heavily involved in the Beta NFAR, so the register of nutritionists and feed advisors. So that's taken us a couple of years to get going, but actually that's now launched, and that's been great. And it's kind of recognizing people that put the time and the energies into kind of accredited qualifications, and I think that's great. So no, I think we have to kind of support this course because it's the only one like it, and I've just really enjoyed it, and it's brought more to kind of this shop. We're very much known for what we do and the advice, and yeah, no, I'd be sad when I finish, to be honest.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you, Joe. It's really nice to hear yours and Chloe's perspective. So thank you so much. I think we're coming up to the end of the session. So I'm just going to say, do any of my colleagues, is there anything else that could do with mentioning that we haven't mentioned so far? I think we probably have covered most things. And
Not,
thank
not, not, not sure how much it came to the fore. That, I mean, obviously a lot of the material is recorded and online, but I think many of the courses have live Q&A sessions. I mean, typically 2 or 3 times across the course to just to catch up. And again, with the spread of people around the world, it's difficult to schedule those at a time that works for everybody, so that those would be recorded. I was just reflecting that interesting of the three projects that dissertation projects I'm supervising at the moment. We've got in Ethiopia, Zimbabwe, and Canada. So it just emphasises the diversity of species and countries that are represented on the course.
Yeah, brilliant. And it's that mixture, Wendy was saying, the recorded material and then the live sessions to interact with people, obviously in real time. And then those will be recorded as well to refer back to, or for people who can't make it. So, so many opportunities to connect, but also opportunities to be able to manage your own time and, work through things when you're able and fit that in with the rest of life. So, yeah, thank you very much. And the details are all available online for reaching out to any of us, and we are always happy to answer any questions. And thank you for your final feedback comment, Maria, and we look forward to hearing from you. And yeah, thanks again, everyone. All right, take care.
Thanks very much.
Bye now.
Thanks, Vicky.
Bye.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye now.